I've seen thumbnails. Russia, UK is calling. Ah! I think that was him that I saw on that thumbnail. I was like, what is this? See you. See you. I take scoop with a spoon now. Plus the teeth that put it where before the spoon fall. Choke it inside. Good. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, everyone. Well, I think it's my turn to do the reporting things. Yeah, somebody should help me on how to report my son's school to the social service or social services. Now it's my turn. You know, my boy came home yesterday. He was complaining about his head hurting. I didn't really understand him. I asked him if he had headache. If he had, said no. So from time to time, he would complain that his forehead hurting. I decided to take a look. I saw 2 injuries. Some to come and show your face here. Open your cap. Let's. Oops. Can you see that? Look at that. Look at those 2 on his forehead. Look at that. See that? See them? See them 2 marks? All right. So when I asked him how he sustained the injury, he mentioned one name in his class, a boy, that it happened at the field. I said, was your teacher aware of it? He said no. So to come and sit down first. It's not gonna be ice cream first. I got you, is it sausage roll or the hot dog? Have it first. I got some drink. Take this one first. Nay.
I saw the fly.
You just knock it off. You're always afraid of anything that is flying. Are you telling the fly not to be silly? Hmm?
What? I'm scared of the swing.
You shouldn't be. Let me know how I'm looking first. Mwage, you don't want it. Hey, did I say mwage? Not gonna forgive me. I didn't mean it. African parents. I didn't mean to say I will slap you. You see, guys, I've just paid for this sausage roll. We bought this thing right away at Greg's, you know, because we just left the school. You just tested this and said, I don't want it. That was the reason I said, oh, Maggie, if I slap you. But you know now, we say these things, we don't mean that. To be honest, if you can understand the way we express ourselves, I mean, African parents, you would know that most of these things we say, we don't mean that. We don't mean them, to be honest. But it can be annoying, you know, when you just give a child food, something to eat, the child will just bite it and say, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Is that an English or grammar? So, he mentioned one name, you know. So when I asked him if the teacher was away, he said no. He said that happened during their PE in the afternoon. That's something iricha here. Anyway, I'll give you a drink once you are done. I have popcorn for you too. No, finish it. Finish it. I didn't buy it for myself. So he mentioned the name. I was really sad because I said I think it's important I report to the school, because if they check him and see something like that on his forehead, definitely they're gonna say I did it. Just look at that. You know, they'll say that we inflicted the injury on him at home, especially now that we've had the first case with the social services. You know, we have to be very cautious, very careful. And that reminds me, these children are being checked at school. You know, they're being asked questions, they're being checked, especially when there is any complaint or report. Definitely they will check them to see if they have bruises, injuries on their skin, and if any exists. Honestly, you're gonna answer for it. You know, I wasn't the one that took him to school this morning. My husband did. So I told my husband to please report to the school, report to the teacher. So when he approached the teacher, because he came back, I asked him what did they say. He said he approached the teacher about it. The teacher said, the main class teacher said she wasn't aware, but she will make findings about it, you know. So I am waiting for them to hear from them, because if they did not give me any proper feedback, because it is all right for a child to sustain an injury at school, but it's not all right for a child to have any scratch at home. If a child has any scratch at home, that means the parents did it. But if it happens at school, it's okay. Nda, you share a hammer. You share a hammer, to be honest with you. Isn't that sad? Yeah. So the school just dismissed now. I just brought him from school. I am the temperature is currently 20 degrees. Yes. I don't know why. I was expecting to see crowd, but that notwithstanding, after my boy finished eating, yeah, he will just go play around a bit. It's quite warm. Now, do you want to wear your hat? Cover up a bit. You can remove this, okay? Put this thing down and remove that. Yeah. Yeah, so it's usually right for a child to sustain an injury at school, but it's never okay for that to happen at home. Isn't that crazy? And the fact that the school did not report to me, because they should have seen that, because he said he cried when he bumped into another child. He mentioned the name. So definitely all of them were in the field, and they're usually the sports teacher and what is it called, the teaching assistant in the field with them. So they should have given me a written consent like they've always done in the past, because if a child is playing on the field and the child fell down, definitely they report that to say this is the first aid, this is what happened, he was running and tripped and fell, and they gave something like first aid, ice pack or something. But this, I didn't get any feedback. Nobody said anything to me, only for me to see that. And considering the state, this current situation of social services, I don't know, they said they've been watching us. That's what a lot of people have been saying, that since we've had this case with them, that they'll be monitoring, that I wouldn't even know. Somebody might be in the car, come to my house, as in on my street, watching how we interact with him, how we drop him to school, how we pick him up. What nonsense. My little angel. You see, guys, this is my heartbeat. I will do everything to protect this boy. In Africa, parents would not hurt our children, to be honest with you. Especially, I don't know about other African countries, but I know people from my country precisely who don't hurt our children. We mean well for our children. We teach them, we care for them, we educate them. People should also learn to accept our culture, though we are in their land, because they said when you go to the room, oh, there are more students coming in from Somto School and other schools trooping in now to the park. So they say if you go to the room, you behave like the Romans. So that is quite understandable, but at least they should also learn to understand that we already have a culture back home. Yes, it's just like they coming to our country to be smoking cigarette on the street, especially women among them. They will be looked at as people who came from somewhere. But we wouldn't really go after them. We would not stop them from smoking their cigarette on the street, especially women. But if you're coming from Africa, Nigeria precisely, know that in fact, it is difficult to see a woman smoking cigarette in public. The society frowns at that. The people would even come after you, not as if they will bounce on you, but they will keep talking. The way they will look at you, make gestures at you, would even tell you to dispose that cigarette. But they, foreigners, even when they come to our country, our weather is hot, 35, 30, they will wear their bomb shot, nobody would attack them. Instead, would even admire them and praise them, But wearing bomb shot on the streets is something that is not allowed in our country. It is uncultured, not as if it's not allowed. You will check yourself well before you can dress anyhow to come off the street. They should also learn to understand that we also have a culture, a tradition when it comes to rearing children. Is it rearing or rearing? Nah, I am not an English person. One day, I'm a normal Niger. Okay, so they don't bomb me but English. Make una manage them like that, guys. So we're just sitting out here. Something when you finish, you go and play. You have popcorn, you have a drink, I have water for you. You're gonna enjoy it and go home, okay? Good. So can you just let me know, what you do when your child comes back from school and possibly sustains an injury from another kid in school? What do you usually do? Do you report back to school, or does the school report to you as in to let you know what happened? Just like I said that previously when my boy was in year 1, just a 4 they would report. But I am really sad that they didn't report this. They were not aware, though Somto said he did not tell the teacher. But the thing they pay me, being that my child was asked 1 million times for him to confirm that I hit him with something very hard in the kitchen, which I never did. I never used something very hard in the kitchen to hit my boy. I didn't know where that came from. And my boy does not lie. I can attest that 1 million times. He doesn't lie. Yeah, don't chop that ice cream finish. You remember your mama. This ice cream is an expensive one. You see one scoop of ice cream, I paid £2.80, almost £3. One scoop. Maybe if I go into the shop, I'll buy a box of ice cream for £1 or the ice cream get great. This one. This one is special. But I never planned buying ice cream for £2.80 for one scoop. You know, you get a CB that you walked into a shop that will tell you the price of an ice cream and your boy is there watching. You will just walk out good because of price. I said, I beg, waiting by the price. I can afford it. It's a one-off thing. But did you not have a pack of ice cream in my fridge? Pack of 6. Each time I give it to something will say no, he doesn't want it. But look at him eating a special ice cream. This boy. Hey guys. It's well, the sun is too much. Should I say it's too much? Because we've always complained about cold. Nah, it's a matter of the sun is too much. This life no balance in this world, to be honest. Hey, let me not talk about somebody that just opened his mouth and said Nigerians, they come to the UK, they use study visa as an access means of running away from the UK. I beg you, that guy, where does he come from? Is he a Nigerian or elsewhere? I'm beginning to wonder that guy is not a Nigerian. Or maybe he was overexcited, you know, appearing on the BBC for the first time. He thought that they were his friend. He thought that maybe he was talking, they were saying brilliant, excellent, that's good, wow, amazing, that's quite revealing. The English was sweetening him and he started talking like somebody that lost it. In fact, I'm really feeling for him because I know that last night he wouldn't sleep. The social media is on fire. You know, I just put myself in his shoes. I pity him though. We all make mistakes, but that was to an extreme because you should not generalize. I am coming up with a video on that. Yes, not everybody is here with a study visa. If you ask me, I'm not here on a study visa, isn't it? But let me just hold it like that for now. Oh boy, guys, we have to move location, to be honest. That side, the sun there is too much. At least there's a shade here, you know. It was too hot. Yeah. So guys, to think that guy, they said he's also a dependent, that he came into the UK last year. I was surprised when I learned about that. He came in here as a dependent. I think that guy was carried away. That's the only thing I could say. Because though I don't used to follow his channel, I don't watch his videos. But sometimes some of all these thumbnails we make, yes, I'm talking to other YouTubers as well. It can be a bit not great, you know. I've seen thumbnails, Russia, UK is calling. Ah! I think that was him that I saw on that thumbnail. I was like, what is this? You know, I've always said it on my videos that this place is not a safe haven. If you remember, I've always said this. I have my reasons for saying all these things. And when I make videos about this place, yes, I'm always very cautious and careful. Yes, as you can see, I don't make much videos about move to the UK, this, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes when I make some of them, I have to attribute it to my own experiences in this place. You know, I would put title like, we moved to the UK as dependent, you know, something like that. So, but I think a lot of us are very competitive when it comes to things like this. Yes, that's the way I see some of all these things we do on social media. Very competitive, fighting to see who is at the top, who is. But life is not like that, to be honest with you. Life is not walk at your pace until you get there. Slow and steady wins the race. You know, so it is really pathetic that somebody who came in here as, though this decision or these new restrictions, the UK did not take it based on what he said. you know, because it has been lingering. They have all, even during Boris Johnson's time, you know, they've been talking about it, making proposals, speculations about cutting down on immigration, especially international students and their dependents. But this guy now is honestly used as a scapegoat. Yes, it's as if he was the one that started it or said it. But those lines of his comments or statements, they were not really good,
Look.
to be honest. But it's quite a pity though. I feel terrible for him. Yes. But I wish him all the best as he rebounds back to doing what he loves doing. But this time around, I think it would do him more good if he's more cautious about what he puts out and what he says. Yeah. All right, some to go and play. Oh yeah, it's time. You've had enough drink. You didn't even cover it. You want it to pour. Go and play. Go. So that we will start going. I don't even know what the time is now. So guys, I think some of you might remember this park. We were here during our seventh anniversary or 8th anniversary last year. Yes, and I remember I wore this top, exactly this top, and on this very chair that we took some photos and videos last year. Yes, when we had I think we're going to our 9th year anniversary now. Me, I'm forgetting. You know, it's well. Thank you so much for watching. Something is gonna be playing for quite for like 30 minutes, and then we scoot home. Yes, in case you live around, especially those of you that moved down to this area with their children. This is a new Ham Grange Park. Look at it. You see that? It's called Newham Grange Park. Yes, it's just at the roundabout where it is just at the roundabout where this school is, St. Greg's. You know St. Greg's? Yes, it's just close by. It's of a walking distance. Yes, so sometimes you can bring your children down here and spend a fun time, especially this summer that everywhere is warm. Yes, guys, thank you so much for coming to the park with us. So please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and like this video. Yes, see you again in my next upload. Bye.